Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager Stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and digitally pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with the good, the bad, the ugly, the Vancouver Canucks 2025-2026 season. One last kick at the can. Jeff, it's been a couple weeks since we did this because we did back-to-back Jet streams.
Yep.
Can you recap what happened?
The most important thing, obviously, defending champion Vancouver Canucks. So we definitely weren't the favorites going into the playoffs, but we managed to. Let me pull up the history from last season. We can see exactly what happened. And there we go. Took us 7 games to get by the Oilers. That was an upset. Then we had Winnipeg in the second round. Managed to beat them in 6. And on the other side, you can see it was we really got helped here when Minnesota knocked off Colorado. So that set up we had a much better chance of getting by Minnesota in the conference finals. We did that. 6 games, and the Penguins coming through on the eastern side. Neither one of the divisional winners made it through. There, it looks like it was between two of the runner-ups in the conference finals. Penguins made it through, and we just barely managed to beat them in 7 games. But we are still the defending Stanley Cup champions. And we had, during the offseason, we've got a pretty good young team now. We had a high draft pick from the Devils. Was a lottery
Thanks
pick.
to who was that? Who helped you get that? I don't remember.
Yes, Adam, it was your idea. We got it was a lottery pick. The lottery didn't go well for us, unfortunately, and we wound up picking 6th overall, and we took a Czech right wing that's probably going to be a couple of years away. The draft pool, we landed at exactly the wrong spot. The way the draft pool drops off, first 5 guys were 4 or 5 guys were really strong, like 4-star potential or pretty well developed already. And then there was a drop off, and we happened to be right at the front of the drop off. So it'll be a while before we see him in a lineup, I think.
I still like his potential.
Yeah. Didn't I'll show you the transaction log. Signed a few of our draft picks, unsigned free agents, guys who were coming out of junior, graduated college. Re-signed. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Luke Hughes waited out. I think it was New Jersey, wasn't it? Double check that. Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They never got him under contract, and so his rights at the end of the after graduates from college that season he became a unrestricted free agent beginning in July. So we were able to pick him up then. So we got him to play with his brother now. Re-signed a couple other guys. A couple of minor deals where we sent guys who weren't quite working out. Jet Woon, Kyle Krankovic to ship them out for a couple of draft picks. One big move on the 1st of July, we traded Thatcher Demko, who had wound up, he was our number 1 goalie for most of last year, but we wound up sitting him in the playoffs because Michael DiPietro just basically outplayed him off all season and it just forced him to the bench in the playoffs. So we moved Demko out and got a pretty good prospect back from Colorado, Matthew Ward, who's 2.5 stars now, potential 3.5, and we'll have a pretty good. We would have a pretty good shot at making the team, but we are just loaded with young centers right now. I actually tried to move a couple of them. You can see in the news here, I was trying to get. There we go. From Sam Reinhart, we wanted to sign last year, didn't have the cap room for it. Now we do, and I was trying to get him out of Columbus because they were looking to trade him. But I tried 2 or 3 or 4 different things here, and nothing worked, so I had to back off on that. But we are into the exhibition season now, and actually, I should switch up the roster a little bit. Just do this from game to game, so everybody gets some playing time. And the goalies hopefully get
The one nice thing about having lots of centers is we can move them to the wings.
yeah. And 5-0 shutout over Pittsburgh. So a rerun of last year's finals. And we come out of that pretty well. Really hope DiPietro's got a little bit of development left in him. I mean, he had a great season last year, and he still has some potential left. So maybe not a all-star level goalie, but obviously good enough to win a cup, and maybe hopefully good enough for us in the long term. And should mention, if anybody hasn't seen the forum yet, we went into a little bit of detail about what's going on with FHM 9 right now. So yeah, there we go. They rejected yet another one of my offers, and Austin Matthews gone for 3 months. Bad for Toronto. We,
Sorry.
just what I said in the forum basically explained what's going on there. Actually, let's do it this way. And we would ideally would have released the news about what's going on with FHM 9's release and the new features and whatnot. But basically, we're kind of stuck right now because our NHL license expired with FHM 8, so we've got to negotiate a new one, and we've more or less worked out all the details of that. Nothing really major to decide on, but the letter of agreement that we have to that we were going to put in place just so we can move along with things before we can completely formalize the deal. Has to go through their legal department first, and apparently NHL legal is really backed up at the moment. Like, I assume they're short-staffed like pretty much everybody else in the world is right now. So we're in a bit of a waiting game at the moment. We can't really go ahead with anything, and we lose 3-2 to Washington there. So we can't really proceed with any of the marketing stuff or show game screenshots or obviously stream on here until we've got another licensing deal in place. As obviously we've got a bunch of NHL property, like you can see the shield right there, and we're in all the team logos and whatnot. I can't be showing that off in the game until we've got everything officially agreed to again. So we're waiting
And
on
marketing
them. And marketing and a bunch of other stuff in the background that has to be done. But so we're basically waiting for them right now. As soon as we get the word from them, we should be able to proceed. And Colorado, trading pretty good player to the Bruins for their first rounders, Bocage. 3.5 star potential, yeah.
Pretty even trade.
So yeah, just waiting. So as soon as we get word from the NHL, we'll be able to move along with everything.
I get it. Thanks for coming out.
And let you guys know what's going on. And hopefully get the game released as quickly as possible. It's probably going to be a fairly short turnover between the time we announce it and the time that you'll be able to download and play.
Which I think everyone will be okay with.
Yeah.
So this is part of the reason why I called this stream "One Last Kick at the Can."
We hope it'll be one last one.
Well, we can do the Jets playoffs, Jeff.
Yeah, we can do the Jets playoffs. You can try and defend your cup.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd still go back to this one if we had to, but I really hope we've got everything straightened out by then. Obviously we wouldn't have released at this point anyhow because we need a little bit of a gap between getting the start of the season so we can get all the opening night rosters and everything in properly, and there's a few days of database work always before release that we need to get done. So wouldn't have matched up with opening night anyhow, but still really hoping we do have a in-house temporary planned release date that I'm hoping we're going to be able to stick to. I don't want to say what that is yet, but ideally we will hear from them very soon and we'll be able to go ahead with exactly that. And not have to delay anymore, but worst comes to worst, we'll have to push the release back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, everything is, as far as the content of FHN 9 goes, everything's coming along nicely. Got some really good new features in it. Did some work on the UI, and just even today we were adding a couple of things that people have been asking for a while. So I think everyone's going to be happy with that. And the testing's coming along well. It's nice and stable. Adam, you ran a game out to, what was it, 2039 the other day,
Yep.
and
Yep.
everything. Leagues all looked like everything was functioning as it should be. The
Yep.
new league included, a new playable league, which we'll hopefully be able to tell you about soon. But yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff. I think everybody's going to be happy with it. So the game itself, great shape. As soon as we're, quick get the bureaucratic part of it done and get approval on that deal. Am I through the exhibition season yet? One more game. As soon as we get that final approval from them, we'll be able to go ahead and tell you exactly what's in it, and then go ahead with the launch. We've got a trailer together. Adam and I were just looking at it before we started here, and as soon as obviously that's got the NHL stuff in it, so we can't show it to you now. I'd like to, but
We'll get there, Jeff. We'll
we'll
get
get
there.
there.
We'll have lots to talk about.
Yeah.
And if we end up doing a bonus stream to talk about things, then we will. So keep tuned to our social medias, which we
Yeah.
talk about at the end of every stream. And I'll just point out again, which is, if you're not following us on twitch.tv/franchise hockey manager, you should be. You should also be following us on twitch.tv/OOTP developments, because we may be able to co-stream it, but we may not be able to when we announce. Be watching our Twitter. We're at franchise hockey. You can catch us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. And of course, tune into our forums, which is on our official site, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the forums button in the top right-hand corner, because we will have information coming. And I said, it's basically sitting here waiting, ready to go. And we're just waiting for those last few T's and I's to be dotted, or T's to be crossed and I's to be dotted.
Yeah, and definitely, then nothing. We're not blaming the NHL or anything for it. I know things are like this all over. Everybody's short-handed and trying to do what they can with what they've got right now. And the NHL has been very cooperative with us, trying to cut a few corners here and there where we can to speed things up.
I know what Jeff is most excited about, though. Is he's excited for me to update my mascot mod to add boy in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because how can you not?
Really looking forward to seeing the new version of that, Adam.
Oh yeah, how can you not want to see the new Seattle mascot? That looks so interesting.
Still say the Benny head looks like Grover.
What? No, he's a troll. Ratcast, thanks for coming out. How are you doing? Jeff, maybe we should just never release the next version and just keep tempting people over and over and over. This could be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, I don't think that'll go well. Okay, I got to cut the roster down here to see who makes the team. Wow, Jake Sanderson. Waiver exempt. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't have him playing for us last year. He was...
Yeah, we sent him
the trade, yes.
down, didn't we?
And that's where he's going to start this year, too. As I guess... Yeah, I've had a really good playoff. But there's just so many... Well, we got the Hughes brothers, Drysdale, Lundqvist. That's arguably the top four. Wondering if maybe... I think I'm going to start Kivarju, who had a great year in Finland last year. Start him in the AHL, but we'll be ready to bring him up pretty quickly. And I'm going to take a chance on losing Sean Walker on waivers. And that gets us down to 7 defensemen. Good. A whole bunch of forwards to deal with here. Okay, Pinelli back to Abbotsford. Novak too, I think, and Pavel Novak had some good news in real life. I saw the other week he's apparently cancer-free now, which is great. So
Well, that's
wondering
good.
if maybe we see him back in Kelowna this year. But wherever he winds up, that's great to hear. Yes. Well, wait. Shugan and I guess both Shugan and Suzdalev. Oh, Matthew Ward, the guy we got for Demko, has dropped down to 3-star potential. That's kind of disappointing. And I think that's going to, yeah, send him to the AHL, I guess. One more I got to do. Nice thing is we've got so many young guys. Most of them are exempt from waivers. So Lind actually had a really good playoff with us, so he's staying up. Yeah, McConnell Barker is the guy we signed as a free agent, so he can go down. And starting lineup, no, I'm not leaving out Lee Hughes from the starting group. That'll be Cotton. And Stenberg made the team, but not sure if I want him in the opening night lineup. He's probably going to be the check line center, and I think Sturm is a little better at that at this point, leaving the tactics as they were last year. And first line looks good. Second line, I'm going to put Horvat and keep him on the second line, but other than that, Pelletier always winds up on that second line, but what did he do with it last year? Yeah, see, not a big improvement over his rookie year. Keep an eye on that, I think. And hey, yeah, good God, Quinn Hughes on the third pair? I don't think so. Yeah, this needs shuffling around. Actually going to try the Hughes brothers out playing with each other on the first line. I know Luke is the one who should be the left side. Quinn can play the right side. And I just need to have a quick look through the tactical roles. Particularly for the new guys. One of the things we're doing with FHM 9, the tactical roles you'll be able to set them right from the player screen now, which saves you a little bit of time and some clicking. Okay, other than that, looks good. So I think we're good to go for the regular season. I am going to take a look at that waiver list, though. Big name Spencer Knight, who's what's going on now? Looks like he's played himself out of the NHL. And
down to the FPHL.
Consensus abilities. No,
Or
that's
the SPHL.
no ECHL.
Is it?
Greenville.
I thought Greenville Swamp Rapids were.
EC.
Oh, who am I thinking of then?
Yeah, his consensus abilities dropped down to their potentials dropped down to 3, so not good news for him. Anybody I take here has to stay on the roster all year. That's the main problem. Seelov's the goalie we used to have. Looks like Seattle's got him now, but not doing much with him. Yeah, Campbell's really the only interesting guy. And we've got so many centers that it doesn't make sense to grab him. So I'm just going to go ahead without picking up anybody and continue from there. So
Yeah, Kimchi is chilling. Who's first time chat says Swamp Rabbits is a goated team name.
yeah, ECHL's had some good ones.
Yeah, there's been actually some pretty good sporting names over the years.
Oh, another round of interesting. Seattle's letting Grubauer lose, 33 years old. Still pretty good, but not worth a pickup. Blake Lizotte, Pittsburgh. What happened here? Pittsburgh signed him as a free agent. Looks like he didn't make the team out of camp, though. Oh, that's looking like an expensive mistake for them.
How much?
And yet another center in his three-star potential. So, what did he get?
You can play left wing, right
Oh,
wing.
actually, they got him
Yes.
very cheaply. He's on a minimum, almost on a minimum deal. So, no big loss. Nah, I think we're fine without him. So NHL opening night last night, and well, for a lot of teams tonight, Canucks playing the Oilers right now. I guess just got underway.
Yeah, but
Jet
teams we should actually care about, Jeff.
the a couple of waiver picks up by the Capitals. Quite a few actually. Wow, quite a whole bunch. Pittsburgh winds up. Oh, that's a waiver announcement. Did he wind up anywhere? Nope. Looks like he made it to the AHL. Jets not playing their opener till Friday night.
Yep.
And the Canucks starting with 5 games on the road, so we don't actually get our home opener until 22nd, I think. Although I wouldn't mind getting some traveling out of the way at the start of the year.
If you start good, you're fine. If you don't start good, you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, the Leafs did not start good tonight. 4-3 loss to Montreal. And yes,
Okay, Jeff, because this is bugging me, I had to go look up
what?
Some defunct team names from the
The,
ECHL. I know one of my favorites was the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies.
That was pretty good. Season preview. And we are the team to beat, apparently. It makes sense as we're the defending champions. Toronto is a possible dark horse, maybe. Matthews and McDavid still at the top of the league.
Kim is Chone says, "Don't think my Red Wings have the depth to be much better than last year." I think they're a much better team than they were last year.
Yeah, I think so. And the a little worried about the Canucks depth right now. Some of the guys they've got in the opening lineup, not really, wasn't really expecting to see them. Although we've got a couple injuries at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure how for Detroit what they're trying to think. Their depth is better. Their goaltending is still their biggest question mark, and whether or not the St. Louis guy they brought in, whose name is escaping me at the moment.
They actually were pretty good in this game. They made it to, what was it?
Husso?
Semi.
Ville Husso? Is that
Yeah.
is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
How he does there backing up or
this is what they
the
look like
goalie.
in the game right now, and they were, I think, semifinals last year. So Larkin's still there. Picked up Jake DeBrusco. He looks like he's done. Vrana. They got next. Oh, they went up with Erik Karlsson. What went on there? San Jose finally unloaded that contract. Oh, yeah, ouch. That's not a great trade for the Wings. Karlsson, the second rounder for Lucas Raymond.
What are you doing?
Should say that Raymond in this game is this. We started this way back at the beginning of last year before, and Raymond's ratings in the game have been upgraded since then. Although he is
he's still
here, but yeah,
63 points.
Well, I guess the Wings thought they were close, so Karlsson will put him over the top. Theoretically, we'll see how that works out. I mean, he's still was still productive in San Jose. Not thrilled to have Raymond coming over to our division, though. So, home opener
Yeah.
against Arizona. And it's a
I,
5-2 win. Speaking of Arizona, in FHM 9, they will have the big 5,000 seat arena for the first, was it 3 seasons, I think? What we've done is set it up so they've got a preset arena they'll get switched to so you don't have to build a new one.
in Quebec
Yeah.
or Houston.
In Phoenix, or Tempe,
Oh,
actually.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
But
Just giving the speculation thing a swirl here.
but we did have to still do a little bit of work on the finances and help them out a bit, just because the way we're even with the even having the arena automatically switch, they were in such financial trouble after 3 years in a 5,000 seat arena that it was nearly unrecoverable. So hopefully, real life goes a little better for them than that. Sidney Crosby still the top selling jersey in the league. And surprisingly, none of the defending Cup champion Canucks is in there. Scheifele at number 9. Connor at number 7. The Jets are doing okay. Victor Olofsson, surprisingly, number 2. Oh, he had a big season last year. 82 points with the Sabres. And the early draft watch list. And yet another, we picked a Czech defenseman in the draft last year, and it looks like we've got another one as the number 1 pick this year, although it looks like there's a pretty good Russian defenseman. I think that's Dynamo Moscow he plays for. He's actually playing in the KHL, and he's just barely 17.
Okay.
And good Swiss player as well. Not seeing a lot of... Well, the Canadians come a little farther down. Winger with Spokane in WHL. And then some OHL guys. And Marty St. Louis, I'm pretty sure that's Marty St. Louis' son, playing for the U.S. National Development Team. Yeah, that has to be him.
Could be. If you clicked on him, he would be connected, wouldn't he? Son of.
True. Try that. Where'd he go? I lost him.
I'm sad you traded away our stream superstar Kyle Kunovic, by the way. But
Well, I was, 2-3 years ago that we had that game with him. Good game with him. Okay, DiPietro.
Quebec, yeah.
In against Colorado, we luckily didn't play in the playoffs last year. Oh, they do come out with a win. And 3 points for Pedersen. Pedersen had a terrible year last year in this game. Great. And Besser and Appleton both hurt. Pedersen had a major injury in the middle of the season, missed a ton of the year, just made it back. I think it was near the end of the first round of the playoffs and played like 1 game or 2 games and then got hurt again and missed everything else. Appleton gone for 3 or 4 months. That's bad news. And Besser isn't great either, 2 or 3 weeks with a sprained thumb.
Well, the good news is we have a couple guys to replace them.
Yeah. Anybody off to a great start with Abbotsford? Suzdalev. Colin Barker seems to be playing really well, and he's holding on to that 3-star rating, so I think we'll probably push one of the centers to the wing. And McLennan comes back up too. And 2-0 start the season. Brat, who's the leading scorer right now after the first couple of games. His contract is due up at the end of this year, and unfortunately, don't think we're going to be able to re-sign him. It's a free agent signing to begin with, so he didn't cost us anything. So easy come, easy go. But he just wants way too much. It was the money wasn't unreasonable, but he wanted like a 6-year deal with no movement clause, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I think we can use the cap space to bring in somebody else if we need to. And Connor Bedard off to a good start in Arizona, apparently. One thing we did change this year, you notice there's that little gap when I hit continue before the standing screen showed up. That should be gone. In FHM 9, you'll get the standing screen immediately instead of having to stare at a blank screen for a few seconds. Sabres waving Andre Palat, who looks to be about done, I guess. Nashville, Colin Blackwell, no real interest there. Jake Leschyshyn, likewise. And where's Leakins from Columbus? So, figuring out the lineup now. Okay, Stenberg. I'll put 2 centers in. What does the AI do with that? I think that'll work. Stenberg is the one that goes over to the left wing. Oh, and Lynn goes to the right wing. They're both on the 4th line. Oh, I should have started the backup in that one, and Seattle beats us 4-3. Yeah.
Not great.
Outshot us by a little bit, too. Chenikov out to a big start with Columbus. Okay, got Vegas tonight. We will give Elias, and I think that's his first NHL game. Had a pretty good run in Abbotsford in the AHL. But loses 5-2 against Vegas in his first NHL game. That's not great. Probably take a look at Demko and see what how he started the season after we dumped him. Don't see his name in the goaltending leaders anywhere. And 1 game for Seattle or Colorado rather, and 4 goals against him. It looks like Annunen is the starter there, so he's probably going to be backing up. Quinn Hughes tiring out. That's not great. Have to keep an eye on that. DiPietro back in for against Arizona, and another loss, 4-1 to Arizona. We've actually started the season with a losing record through the first 5 games. And anybody left undefeated? Dallas is. Anaheim is winless. Okay, that's good news. Besser is back skating again, so hopefully we'll get back him. And Quinn Hughes has a calf cramp.
You think the Canucks in real life should re-sign Besser or let him walk?
Oh God, they got to re-sign him.
Why? Why do they have to?
Because there's no way we're going to be able to get anybody equivalent for the kind of money that we'll spend on him. And we get absolutely blown out by Colorado, 4 assists by Rantanen. And they didn't even start Demko, our old goalie, against us. May need to juggle the lines a little bit around here. I don't like this losing streak
They
we've
are
gone on here.
definitely a good lineup, Colorado, still in this game.
Yeah, and this was, I mean, all the ratings were done for this before their cup last year, so they weren't quite as strong as they were in real life. Dallas still undefeated. And Chinnikov and Columbus still on. A couple of guys tied with them, but oh wow, no, Tyler Seguin just leaped over everybody up to 13 points. What did he do here? Oh, 4 assist night. And Quinn Hughes is healthy already.
Sweet.
Well, healthy, but yeah, no, I can. Take Stenberry out for a game and Lind for McLennan. Put a natural right wing in that 4th spot. And Arizona, again, we really need a win here. And Ivan Provorov, who we traded to Montreal last year, apparently suspended. Has not been having a good time of it there. Yet to score a goal, 26 games. Gonna try the backup in against Arizona. Let's see if we play well against in front of him. 5-2 win. Okay. Gonna get back on track now. That's better. Forgot to look at the training camp development report. Let's see if that's still in the news. Scroll down and check that, as I didn't see how guys were.
Kim is chilling says,
improving.
I've had Stenberg tear up the AHL, get a rated 5-star potential, then tops out as a 4th liner in 3 different saves now.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Ooh, and we forgot to set the training here. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, again, every game can be a little bit different. It could be maybe tactics, who he's with on the lineup.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
sometimes a player
teammates
just
and
doesn't
line
quite turn
mates.
out. Yeah.
That can make a huge difference. Okay, we'll give him a little help there.
But that's part of the fun of it too. You want to have some variation. It's more hurtful when you have somebody who just doesn't kind of struggles, and then you trade them somewhere else and suddenly they're just absolutely ripping it up.
Which has happened to us a few times.
Mm-hmm. Then
Okay.
you're standing there being like, we gave you all the love and support you needed. Why couldn't you do this for me?
And we got the Wings and come out with a 2-1 win, just barely.
Yes.
Nedeljkovic and goal for Detroit had a good game. And we are back at 500 at least. Couple of guys on waiver. That's a decent one from Arizona. Highmore, former Canuck. Don't really want him. Oh, that's what happened. So Arizona traded a pretty good prospect to LA for Gabe Velarde, who's turned out okay-ish in this game. But then they had to move a couple of guys, and Farinacci. 3.5 stars, but once I've got my injured guys back, Besser and Appleton, I don't think there's a spot for him there. Yeah, I'm going to give Elias another start against Edmonton this time. And popped up with a 4-0 shutout. Very nice.
Very nice.
Oh, that's just a Farinacci warning. Oh, if DiPietro pushes Demko out last year, now does he get the same thing done to him in turn this year?
It could happen.
But we're back atop
Was
the
that we're going to
division.
just be a goalie factory? I mean, it's not impossible. You got who? Tristan Lennox coming.
Dallas still undefeated, 7-0 to start the season. We'll take a quick look at them, see why they're that good.
Dallas.
Oh, no,
Dallas,
there we go. They've
Dallas.
finally lost a game.
Their goaltending is nothing to write home about.
Jason Robertson up to 4.5. Robertson up to 4.5 stars.
Boy, their goaltending is horrific.
Oh, not horrific. It's okay.
You go down that depth
stars.
chart. Go to the depth chart and look at their goaltending, and you tell me it's okay.
Good prospect in Texas. Yeah, not that bad. Guys at the bottom are nothing, but I mean that guy in the AHL probably maybe gets moved up pretty soon. Don't think Colton Point can hold that job. But up front, yeah, that's they got okay. There we go. That's what happened. Forgot about that. Mitch Marner was a free agent in the offseason. We couldn't afford him, but Dallas could. And he got an $11 million.
Yeah, right.
About $67 million total deal out of them. So that's obviously working out very well for Dallas.
Oh, they got old stream friend Wyatt Johnson on their team too. I see.
When did we have him? That was a Tampa Bay game a couple of years back, wasn't it?
I don't really remember, to be honest.
Oh, there we go. DiPietro matches Eliasson with a 2-0 shutout over Ottawa.
They got Marco Casper too. On that team. Okay, Jeff, here. Marco Casper went to. This is how I can tell how old this is. What round do you think Marco Casper got drafted in?
No worse than the second.
He was expected to be picked in the with pick 57 the mock draft. He actually went in round 5 at 150th overall to Dallas.
How did we let that through?
I'll go look. I'm going to go look back at our draft that year.
Yeah, pick number 57. I mean, we goofed as much as everybody else if we missed that.
All right, let's see here.
Had a huge year in the WHL after was picked by Indiana, picked in the draft. Yeah,
so that was year we didn't have a first round pick because we traded it, or no, we didn't have it. Yeah, so we took Klimovich second round. Didn't have a third rounder or a fourth rounder. Then we had 2 fifths where we took a goaltending prospect.
Are you looking at the right year?
2022. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in game.
And then we took later in the 5th round at 140th. Man, we took a bad defenseman compared to Casper. Or that, or he was rated really low and got like boosted. He must have been rated
low in 3 games now. But yeah, I don't know how we missed Casper with that. I want to take a look at that draft log now. What pick did he go?
Wait a second. It said 150. Hold on, I'm looking here. Dallas doesn't even have the 150th pick here, so I'm very confused.
Are you looking right?
I think so. You know what? No, I think I'm looking at. Hold on, let me see. I'm looking at the wrong year. Hold on. Try this again. I'm looking. Yeah, okay, I looked. Yeah, okay, he went in the 5th round. Yep. Okay, so we took that year. My bad. I was looking at the year before. We took Brad Lambert in the 1st round.
Okay, which has worked out well.
Keaton Downchuck in the second, which has been okay. Then we took Sudolev in the fourth round. We took goaltending prospect Topias Lininen, who's in the ECHL goalie right now. And that was at pick 135. At pick 145, you took Lickett
Ricky,
Reichel.
who had a major injury and missed a year of development, and looks like he started
Yeah,
okay
so
in Abbotsford.
we had 2 5th-round picks and we didn't take. Oh man, we did not. We missed in that draft apparently.
We did get Armsby with the 7th rounder, so it wasn't a total wipeout, but
Yeah, we also got John Dalton, who apparently we didn't sign, or he's
did.
in Vegas now apparently.
Yeah, one star, 3 star potential. I don't think we bothered signing him.
Yeah, Arnsby as a 7th-rounder has turned out well.
And now Brad is hurt with a bruised face. Well, he can survive that.
Well, Dalton's had, just looking at Dalton, we drafted him, didn't sign him. He signed with Port Huron Prowlers in the Federal
FHL,
Prospects
yeah.
League.
And finally, the
Then
shutout streak gets broken. Jupiter the Jets lose 5-3.
he was named. Then he got signed by the Carolina Thunderbirds. Was named a first-team All-Star defenseman. Signed to an AHL deal, and is working his way up in Vegas. So that's not nice, good story for him.
Yeah, and we've done that with a few guys too. People that other teams haven't signed after drafting them, and they worked out okay.
Well, actually, it's funny. I was looking at this. Like we had Connor McClendon there signed, and he did not get qualified this year either in real life. So he's a free agent right now. Former 6th-round pick of Flyers.
And Dallas still thinking, well, they've had a couple of overtime losses, but still with only the one regulation time loss so far. This looks good. Give Eliason a start against Chicago. And comes out with a 5-1 win. Nino Niederreiter getting waived by Buffalo, but he seems to be declining. 33. And Ruotsalainen also from Buffalo. Buffalo make a trade or something. I can see. Reasonable start to the defense of the cup, 8-5.
Well, that's not bad at all.
In first place, but Calgary's got a game in hand. And McConnell Barker's healthy. His fitness isn't all the way up yet. And Broad is almost back. And one of the injury list guys. Besser's only day-to-day now, so should be back soon. But it'll be a while before we see Appleton again.
He was 3 to 4 months or something, wasn't he?
Yep. I think when Besser's healthy, Stenberg may be the guy that goes down. He just hasn't started well at all. And 6-3 win over Anaheim. Just out of curiosity, how's our scoring looking so far? Horvat off to having a good year. Pettersson not bad. Still would like him to be scoring more than that. Broad, who's injured, was playing well. Quinney's doing okay. His brother's off to a little bit of a slower start. That's still just a rookie. And most of the young guys doing about as well as expected. Pelletier are still not doing that much with his second line time.
We'll get there eventually, I think.
A little bit disappointed with the lower line so far. I think the first line's kind of carrying us right now. Just going to double check that Hughes has high chemistry with his brother. Maybe that's a mistake having them together if it's not set up that way. And
They'll get
Dallas
there
is the
again.
top 3
They'll get
scorers
there
in the league
eventually.
right now. Hughes, oh, good with both of his brothers. DiPietro against Calgary, and 80 style game, 7-5 win. Blake Coleman had a hat trick for Calgary, and Morgan Frost, who seems to be playing well this year, has
About
3
time.
points for us. Yeah, he's the guy we got from Philadelphia for. Oh no,
He's a
wait,
waiver claim.
waiver claim. Yeah, right.
Waiver came from Philadelphia. You were half right. We needed some extra forward depth, and he was available, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Besser is healthy. And as previously mentioned, Stenberg will get a little time. Yeah, look at the game ratings. These are all in the 50s. So for whatever reason, he just wasn't working out beginning the season. And we got a couple of days, so I might have to send down one more if Prout is healthy at the end of that. Yeah, Dallas 1, 2, 3 in the league in scoring.
That's impressive. But I guess Mitch Marner's paying off.
Yeah, I wonder how the Leafs. Well, the Leafs aren't doing too badly without him. I wonder who they put into that spot. And they also lost. Leafs started 7-2-2, and they lost Marner, and I think and Matthews was injured for a long time. So who's?
Yeah, he got injured right at the start. Yeah.
So what have they got here? Tavares. They signed Yanni Gourde as a free agent.
Oh, Nathan.
Oh, they drafted
Legare.
Slavkovsky in
And
this. So
yeah, but there's a better right winger, that
yeah,
Nathan.
Legare. That's
Yeah.
former third rounder by Pittsburgh, and they traded Jack Campbell for him.
They also have Jansen Harkins.
And Nylander and Tavares are kind of carrying the team right now. Andrew Kopp doing pretty well too. 8 points in his first 11 games. How did he wind up there? Signed as a free agent in Boston. Then Boston dumped him to Detroit that's this summer. And then just before the start of the season, Detroit gave him to the Leafs for a third rounder.
Say, I don't see him, on here, right there. So,
Oops.
you got a lot of ex-Jets actually on the Leafs here now.
Besser's in now.
They have the rights to Vilianola, who's playing D2 in Finland.
And I'm going to send Lynn down too, since he somehow dropped down to 2 stars. That's not good.
Yes, second division, not D2.
And how do we do against Anaheim? 3-0 shutout for DiPietro. And a couple of points for Pedersen too. So all good news there. End of October. And San Jose and the Islanders. Oh, and the Flyers are down there too. Larson actually leading the league in goals against average and save percentage, and DiPietro in wins. I think our goaltending has improved. And
Finally.
DiPietro got Player of the Month.
All right.
Development report, very nice.
I like all the ups. I like it.
And Stern going down, but it's not totally unexpected. Pedersen's still getting a little bit. I dig back into September. I skipped over the training camp. Trying to find the development report. Training camp development report. There we go. So any major changes? Oh, Reed Anderson actually got a few points. That was good. Goliath as well, even though he started in Abbotsford. Kivaharju as well. And Appleton had gone down, and Vriesbaugh, who's pretty much on the outs. I don't think we'll re-sign him. Just out of curiosity, how's Abbotsford started this year? 10-9-2 in the AHL, so okay, not too bad. Pavel Novak, Zhugin, okay, so he may be ready to step up soon. Pinelli off to a good start as well. Ward, does this guy ever shoot the puck? 7 assists, no goals in 19 games with Calgary or Colorado at the end of the last season, and so far in Abbotsford, 10 assists and no goals in 19 games with Abbotsford. Ramsey, Kivaharju, yeah, okay, so you're getting a lot of scoring out of the Abbotsford team. What's going on in goal? No, that's not so great. Save percentages in the 880s. Beliotti, the college guy we signed, looks like he's actually a little ahead of Lennox at this point, although the numbers are pretty much interchangeable. And set the monthly budget. Whoops, that's Abbotsford, not me. Bump up happiness a little bit since we're not trying to save money. And got time for one last game, I think.
Oh, I think so.
Nick Suzuki having a good season so far in Montreal, and I think he had the assist on the winning goal in real life against the Leafs tonight. For confidence update, pretty good. And go with the same lineup against the Rangers. You know, we just get out of it with a 3-2 overtime win. Besser assists on all 3 goals. But Morgan Frost is injured. And he's got a sore back. He's gone for 1 or 2 weeks, but I don't think... I think Brad will be coming back, so I don't think we need to call anybody up for that. Might have been sending McConnell Barker down, but he's done... Well, he hasn't put up a lot of points, but looks like he's been reasonably solid so far. So yeah, we'll just leave that like that for now. And I think we can wind it up there, Adam.
All right. With that, thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. And of course, you can come on out to all of the stream archives go live at about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just so that our European viewers have something early to watch on their Sunday mornings or throughout their day, and everyone else can get caught up. If you want to make sure you're not missing any important news regarding our next game, be sure to be following us on social media. We're facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're @Franchise Hockey. You can find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio as well. You can also come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to official forums. You can come talk about franchise hockey manager, out of the park baseball, perfect team, go, or anything else you wish to discuss. And for that matter, too, I guess we haven't really mentioned it, but we are also on Reddit with our own subreddit, which is just going to
Franchise
check here
hockey,
really quick.
our
Yeah,
franchise
just
hockey.
reddit.com/franchise hockey, which we do post in there when we have announcements as well. So you can be sure to be following us on all those things,
And a
and you
couple
will
of
not miss out
big
any information.
big moves just here as we're signing out. Matt Duchene appears to be almost done in Nashville. They've waived him after he had 1 point in 4 games to start the season, and he's down to 2.5 stars. So he looks finished. But what's going on here? Boston waives Brad Marchand. Oh, he's down. Yeah, also down to 2.5 stars. He's
So you need
only
to
played
claim
one
them,
game
Jeff,
this
is
year.
what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Put a claim on them.
No, no, I think I can pass on that. But yeah, we'll be back. Well, we'll see what happens. If we get news from the NHL, theoretically, we could be back next week with the FHM 9 announcement, but just basically waiting on them to, once we get the okay for the, all of our marketing stuff approved, we'll be able to make the announcement, and hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, we hear before then, and we can go ahead and let you guys know what's going on and release relatively quickly after that. It would be nice for that to happen, but not holding my breath at this point. Let's just hope that they manage to
We'll
get
get
that
there.
cleared through to us, and we know what's going on, and we'll be able to continue. So, but if you haven't seen it yet, explained a little more what's going on there on our forum post. So have a look at that if you have a chance. And other than that, we will let you guys know as soon as humanly possible what's happening with FHM 9, which is, as I said before, still in great shape. Just waiting for some background stuff that has to be taken care of first before we can do the formal announcement and release it. But one way or another, we will be back here next week. So thanks for coming out, and we will see you then.